pleasure. We're together. 1, 2, 3. Yaif. Yaif is live. Da, 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 da. Okay, thank you.
Vi kan, alltså, nu är vi online, så vi kan börja när det är.
Testar. Ja, bra. Okay, I think we will start. Hi everyone. I think we're going to have some more people dropping in. That's totally fine. But hi everyone, and welcome to Yaif's final conference. Woo! My name is Leia Rubin-Polite. I work here at Fryshuset with Together for Sweden, or Tillsammans för Sverige, that Liam will be telling you all more about soon. And I also work as an EU volunteer here. And together with Fryshuset and Coexister, I have been organizing this conference to acknowledge and celebrate all the fantastic works done by Yaif participants from both Sweden and France between 2023 and 2024. And for those of you who may not know, Yaif, or Young Anti-Racist Initiatives for the Future, is an international project and a leadership training which has been created through a partnership between the French organization Coexister and Stiftelsen Fryshuset here in Sweden. And over the course of 2023 and 2024, Fryshuset and Coexister have collaborated to educate and empower young people from both France and Sweden, giving them the support and tools they need to design and launch their own projects on the theme of anti-discrimination. That was a long sentence. And with support from the European Commission's Citizens' Equality, Rights and Values, Yaif has had a clear mission to equip young people with the knowledge and resources to address racism and discrimination in their own communities. So more than just learning about these issues, Yaif has given participants practical tools to bring about change, inspiring them to shape a society that reflects their values of equality, inclusion, and respect. So today's conference offers a unique opportunity to learn more about Yaif, and you'll hear from representatives from both Coexister and Fryshuset about their roles and experiences with Yaif. But more importantly, you will hear directly from our amazing youth. And they will share their insights and their projects and the journeys they've undertaken to help create a more inclusive future. So before we dive in to all of that, I would just like to show you a short movie about Yaif, and it's like a trailer. Yes, just enjoy. I feel like I don't really need a mic.
Yaif, Young Anti-Racist Initiatives for the Future.
It's now starting a collaboration between Fryshuset,
Sweden,
and Coexister, France.
Yaif is about broadening the conversation concerning which voices are heard within the anti-racist and the discrimination movement.
Yaif is also about supporting young people's own engagement in the struggle to increase their full participation and influence in politics at the EU level.
The program brings together some of the leading experts in Europe
and offer young people the opportunity to develop their own anti-racist and anti-discrimination projects.
With the help of Fryshuset and Coexisters methods and tools.
Samlade igen. Härligt. Nu så går vi över till att köra lokalt resten av idag.
Jag kom hit just eftersom det var länge sedan som jag höll på med de här frågorna. Såg snabbt att det var en bra grupp som vi var här med och såg fram emot att bara få lyssna på och lära sig av varandra och få en liten inspirations
They are like different students from different nationalities, different ethnicities, and we share experiences, our thoughts, our different perspectives on this Yaif project.
Education and dialogue are two of the best tools that we have when we try to counteract anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, prejudice and hatred against Roma or other groups.
We need to start listening to and understand how young people of all backgrounds experience and relate to issues of racism.
We'll look into the religious landscape in France and in Sweden, and we'll explain how different states' religion relationships can impact the workplace.
Together we will explore a little bit of Black Europe and Black European identity.
I'm an expert on conspiracy theories. So I believe that we together can combat these drivers of hate and create a better climate of conversation in our societies.
Learn a bit more about Sami and our work to protect nature, water, and a sustainable future for the good of all of us.
I will tell you more about Islamophobia and in Europe and how it deeply impacts millions of people.
I feel like racism in the system it's really big in Sweden. It's not really in your face, but it's indirectly in the system where there is a lot of discrimination against people. You have people that have big dreams, people that wish to be someone in life, but they're restricted from doing that, they're limited from doing that. So they have to live each and every single day knowing that I want to become something, I'm willing to work to become someone, but I'm limited from doing that.
Jag har alltid varit intresserad av berättelser. Det här projektet handlar om att jag vill ge röst till alla uigurer, speciellt uigurska ungdomar som lever i Sverige.
Mitt namn är Fayaz Dolatsai och jag håller i det här projektet, Storytelling-lägret till Jokkmokk. Mina förväntningar från den här resan är bland annat att få träffa det samiska gänget, ungdomarna som bor i Jokkmokk och tillsammans med dem köra i storytelling och ta del av deras berättelser och livet i Jokkmokk och historia och kulturen.
The way to restore our zen is beginning to understand that changes come from within. Love your enemy, educate your friend. Don't let your fears control your actions. Take action to control your fears. Hate is the twin of deep passion, redirected into compassion. The truth isn't so firmly sealed once you really start unpacking. And you'll see that there is more beneath the surface than you could ever imagine. So imagine this.
Beginning to understand the enemy is our friend. If we give them another chance, we will love again. Beginning to understand the enemy is our friend. If we give them another chance, we will love again. Beginning to understand the enemy is our friend. If we give them another chance, we will love again. We will love again. We will love again.
Great. So now, after watching this, I would like to welcome up Liam Salmander to tell you more about Together for Sweden and Fryshuset. So please, a warm applause for Liam.
Thank you, Leah, and I really love this film. It's amazing, really, to see everything that has been made through these 2 years in the project. And I would say, first of all, hello to all of you. I'm so grateful and thankful for all of you being here, both in this room, but also for everyone digitally. And it's wonderful really to get the chance to celebrate this project with all of you. My name is Liam Salmande, and I'm the program manager of Together for Sweden. And the aim of the program Together for Sweden is to build connections across borders to counter polarization and xenophobia. In light of challenges such as segregation and growing divides in our society, where we increasingly lack opportunities to connect across boundaries, we see a critical need to talk with one another, not about one another. That's why we create different types of programs, events, workshops, and platforms that bring people together from different backgrounds to meet, learn from, and listen to each another. And we are, as a part of Fryshuset Together for Sweden, a part of this program and one of the two partners who have organized this fantastic project and programs. So over the past 2 years, we have conducted 3 20-week training programs in which participants from both Sweden and France have learned some of our tools and methods, such as storytelling and nonviolent communication. And the participants have also, as you saw in the movie, been able to get a deeper understanding of various forms of racism, such as Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, Afrophobia, anti-Asian racism, and racism against Sami people, the indigenous people of Sweden. And additionally, they've been learning about conspiracy theories and discrimination in the labor market. But that's not really all, because through the use of the new methods, the tools, and knowledge, the participants, with the support of Fryshuset and Coexister, have developed their own anti-racist projects. And today we will have the chance to experience many of these very powerful outcomes from the projects. And I'm so very much looking forward to that. In these highly polarized times, initiatives like this is absolutely vital for building a society where people with their different identities, backgrounds, and experiences can truly thrive. I want to thank every one of you that's here, and everyone that has been participated in the Yaif project. I'm so thankful. You are my heroes, and I truly look up to you. And I hope that this project has empowered you in everything that you will take on in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liam. And now I want to leave over to our representatives from Coexister. So welcome, Isabel and Marie.
Thank you very much, Leia. And thank you, Fryshuset, from hosting us here for this event and for welcoming us. So I'm Marie from the Coexister staff, and here is Isabel, who worked for Coexister on the Yaif program. I'm truly honored to be here today to introduce Coexister. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what is Coexister. So Coexister is a youth-led movement in France, founded in 2009. We promote the vision of a society where young people from diverse faiths come together to actively shape a more united world. At Coexister, we believe in something called active coexistence. It goes beyond simple tolerance. It's about really building real connection and engaging deeply with one another and learning to see diversity as a strength. Our motto, diversity of belief and unity in action, captures the spirit. We work to create spaces where young people don't just acknowledge differences, but use them really as a foundation for collective impact. Our members, aged 15 to 35, gather in local groups all across France to promote unity and understanding. In those local groups, they carry out a range of activities. These activities aim at different purposes. They aim to first create opportunities for young people to meet and get to know each other, across boundaries of beliefs and communities. Second, to learn more about different faiths. And third, to put coexistence in action and collaborate on projects for social good. And finally, to show the power of unity in diversity and break down prejudices related to religions and beliefs. For us, in Coexister, this work is led by youth and for youth, because as we like to say in Coexister, young people aren't the future, they're the present. And today, as we stand together with all of you here, we are more and more convicted of this. Thank you. We're more convicted than ever that empowering young people to build a more inclusive and respectful world, and that's what Yaif is all about.
Thank you. No, it doesn't work. Sorry. Thank you, Marie. Let me now share a bit about our journey with the free shoe set, I'm trying to pronounce well, and the impact of our joint project Yaif. The relationship with Free Shoe Set began over a decade ago. In 2013, 4 members of Coexister, each from a different faith, embarked on a world tour to discover interfaith initiatives for peace, known as the Interfaith Tour. During that journey, they met the team at Free Shoe Set and Together for Sweden. That encounter planted the seed for collaboration that blossomed into the Yaif project from 2022. Yaif has been a transformative experience for Coexister. Through this project, we introduced programs that took a different approach from our usual initiatives. This allowed us to reach a new audience and brought fresh perspectives on how we can expand our impact. By collaborating closely with Free Shoe Set, we exchanged best practices, explored new tools, and adopted innovative methods that we now integrate into our training and awareness workshops. This partnership has shown us the immense value of connecting with an organization abroad, one that both shares similar values and brings different perspectives. International cooperation has proven essential, not only for organization, but for young people too. Through Yaif, young participants have formed connections across borders, shared insights into their respective situations, and gained awareness of others' realities. These international exchanges also offer valuable experience in intercultural communication and English language skills, both of which are assets for the studies and future careers. Although Yaif is coming to a close, our relationship with Free Shoe Set is far from over, we hope. This is just the beginning of many future collaborations. Coexister is also already engaged in additional European projects, collaborating with organizations across Europe. First, Interreligious Coalition building against anti-Muslim hatred and anti-Semitism, which is called Intermuse, and another, Religions, Tolerance and Local Level, RETO. We look forward to expanding these partnerships even further.
So this year marks Coexister 15th anniversary, 10 years, a milestone that gives us a chance to reflect on our past and reevaluate our methods for the future. So together with all our members and standing at this turning point, with also changes in our board and our staff, we now embark on a new journey. So first, we want to focus on refreshing our image and sharing our story in new ways. This includes bringing fresh energy to our identity. We also aim to highlight the human experiences and friendships and real connections that active coexistence can create and foster. This renewal will reinforce Coexister's role as a positive force for social unity and diversity. Second, we are also committed to strengthening our local presence. This means both supporting our local groups and expanding into new areas so we can reach more young people and communities across France. With these efforts, Conti Coexiste will continue to grow, adapt, and contribute to a more united society. This is especially important as hate speech and divisive narratives are on the rise, making our work harder, yet underscoring the need for it even more. So we look forward to the journey ahead and the partnerships that will help make it possible. Well, thank you everyone for your attention, and I think now we're going to hear more about our Yaif participants.
Thank you so much. So now you've gotten the overlook about what Yaif is and what Coexiste is, and also Friluftshuset. So now I think it's time for you to hear a bit more about the actual projects. So I would like to welcome up some of our participants, both Swedish and French, for a brief panel discussion about their projects. So yeah, welcome up, please. I think you know who you are.
Okay, so first them, then us.
Okay, so sorry.
Okay. Yeah, c'est d'abord.
Is that mic working?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you guys have all done your Yaif projects, or each of you have done your own project. And before we begin speaking about those projects, maybe you can just briefly introduce yourselves. So just send around the mic and you can tell us about your names, your age, your occupation, maybe.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Idris Matan Mahmoud. I'm 29 years old. I work at Friluftshuset Malmö. I work with a project about crisis and leadership. So I educate youth about crisis and leadership in Malmö. And I work also in the meeting place in Malmö. So that is me. Thanks.
Yeah, hello. Nice to see everyone. I finally meet the French participants. My name is Axel, and I was in cohort 3, and I'm also currently an EU volunteer here at Friluftshuset, which I'm very proud to be. And I am also a student of political science, 25 years old.
Hi, my name is Hilda. I'm currently doing a master's in discrimination and inequalities at the University of Reims in France. I live in Paris. I'm 25 years old and I come from Kenya. It's a beautiful country in East Africa.
My name is Xiaoyu and I'm 32 years old and I'm from China. And currently I'm also pursuing a master's degree in equality, discrimination, and territory in the University of Reims. So Hilda is my classmate.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm from Montpellier in south of France. I'm a social worker, and after I do a master in society and religion. So it's why I'm here.
Nice, thank you all. Maybe you could keep the mic actually, yeah, because I wanted to ask you something. So I'm thinking maybe we could start here with like what motivated you to initially join Yaif?
Yeah, so I discovered the Yaif project at the beginning of this year. It was the good time because I was a little troubled at this time, searching something meaningful, and I didn't know about Coexiste. And after I joined Coexiste, and I started to the Yaif program. Like I said, I'm a social worker, so I'm working with teens and kids, and I'm quite involved with the discrimination problem, and I am working with them to awareness about that. So this project was perfect for just educate myself and transmit this to the kids. For me, this experience has been become something great and give me hope for the future because we can do something together. And I was impressed with other people from the program because we all come from different countries and we work together and we do different projects together, and it was very beautiful. It was more talk about discrimination. It was talk about our own life or an own experiences, and we share some point of view. So in France we call that éducation populaire. So it's very important for me because as a social worker I'm in the éducation populaire, and this work together. It's like we said, vivre ensemble, the living together, and it was very great.
Thank you. Do you maybe want to send it down to Idris? Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Idris, could you please tell us about your specific project? Like, what was your project and what was the main objective for it?
My first idea was I want to lift up the history about Africa because I read a book about African old leaders before the colonists and imperialists. And I was thinking, who gonna understand that topic? So I was thinking about racism in Sweden because I'm black and I'm born here. So a lot of times people like have ethnic Swedish used to put me down, and I was always feeling I can do more. So I make a video about me and my life when I was young, and the teachers used to say to me, I have big plans. I want to be a pilot. They were saying to me, do something more easy, like a cleaner, a taxi driver. So that implanted in my mind a long time. So I want to talk to the youths who are black or a different ethnicity who have that feeling today. So I was talking to the small leaders. So I make a video about my life and racism, and I lift topics, and I have tools for them to use. So I make an animated movie about it.
Thank you. And we're also going to show some of these amazing movies afterwards, like after the main program. But I'm thinking maybe now we could continue if you want to send the mic back over here. Thank you. So I'm wondering, what have been the most important lessons you think you learned from Yaif?
So before joining Yaif, I thought I have a decent understanding of discrimination because currently I'm pursuing the master in this field. But through Yaif, I realized that how complicated this issue it really is. And Yaif presented an opportunity for me to connect young people from different cultural backgrounds, which enables me to develop a different and deeper understanding of discrimination. And I think one of the most important things that I have learned through Yale is that the understanding of the various types of discrimination and exploring how it exists. I remember that we have the deep discussion about the root cause of discrimination and why it can be so challenging to eliminate it. So I remember that we realized that the certain bias in our brain might stem from the human nature. So this reflection makes us to try to think about is there any solution to effectively address these issues? And I remember that we have developed a role play game that was sensitize the players to the unique situation and obstacles that the immigrants might encounter. Um, Through this game, the players would step into the shoes of the immigrants, how they face the language barriers in an unfamiliar culture, and deal with the moments of misunderstanding and exclusion. And another essential lesson has been the importance of nonviolent communication. In real life, misunderstanding and conflicts are inevitable, but the ways we choose to handle this situation may lead to different outcomes. So I think practicing empathy is important. That means seeing things from the other person's perspective. We can find ways to solve conflicts, which allows everyone to benefit. This approach, I think, not only reduce tension, but also build trust and also create a true win-win outcomes.
Thank you so much.
It's the same question.
No.
No. Okay, exciting.
So I'm wondering, because this is, as mentioned, an international project between a French and a Swedish organization. So I'm wondering, how do you, like, as a Swedish young person, how have you experienced getting to meet and work with French youth?
That's a good question, Leah. Yeah, I mean, I always, one reason that I wanted to join the Yaif project is because I always, like, I went on exchange in Germany and I always enjoy, like, the European vibe to it. So you can, like, creating a common European identity and seeing sort of the many similarities of challenges that we have, but also the differences. So I think, yeah, it was very enriching to, like, always, like, we were always in the Swedish group discussing a topic, whether it was anti-Semitism or discrimination in the workplace or whatever, and then sort of, like, reconnect to the French group and, like, hear their perspective on things. So it was nice to always have this kind of zoom in on Sweden and our context, and then zoom out and see, like, how it can look in another context. So that was very enriching, I think, to get those two different perspectives, and also learn a lot about France and how it can. I got really, like, interested in laicite, for example, that we talked a lot about, and how secularism can look in Sweden and in France, just to give an example of something that was
Great
interesting
answer.
to compare. Yeah.
So finally, Hilda, what advice do you think you would give to other young people interested in maybe creating similar projects to you guys, like launching anti-racist initiatives, but maybe not knowing where to begin?
I would say identify something that resonates with you, something that you're passionate about, something that affects you on a personal level, because it's just easier letting your interests guide your actions. Also, start small, maybe by reading about this thing that you want to work on. Read about it, volunteer, because the more you read about something, the more confident you become. Create a community for yourself. Find the people that have the same mindset with you, organizations in your school, associations that deal with that, so that you can have discussions, debates, have other people's ideas, collaborate. Also, educate yourself and keep yourself informed, because the more informed you are, the more stronger you feel about things, because there's so many things happening every day, and the more you expose yourself to things and the more you know what's happening, the more angry you get. And so it helps, and it puts some fire. And don't wait to be ready, because you can never be 100% ready. You can just start, and then the more you go, the more you grow, the more you learn. And finally, remember that change and activism can be draining. So remember to take care of your mental health, take a break, recharge, come back. It's okay. And yeah, because every small thing is a contribution to society, however small it is. It might impact somebody, and it creates momentum, and that's what change is about. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for sharing your experiences with Yaif. I would like to know a lot more about you guys and about your projects, and I think the audience would perhaps as well. But as we have so many participants that are presenting their works today, we unfortunately don't have time to talk more now. But of course, if you guys, the audience, want to mingle around afterwards and ask more about these very, very interesting young people, then do so. But thank you so much. Thank you. So now we're gonna hopefully have one of our youth presenting her work from Gothenburg, because she wasn't able to join us today. So we're gonna try to reach her on Zoom, and hopefully I think she will be in here. Okay. So I think we will perhaps take someone else in between, as there seemed to be some sort of problem. So instead, thank you. So instead, I would like to welcome up Raja to present her work. Big applause.
Hello. Just waiting for my PowerPoint.
There we go.
So hello everyone again. I'm so happy first to be here. It's my first time in Sweden, and it's so lovely to be here after all this year of working on the project. I will tell you a bit about me before speaking of the project. So this is me in my different words. So my name is Raja. I am 28. I am a health worker. I'm a radiographer. As you can see, one of my memories from the pandemic period. I define myself as a woman, as a Muslim, and also as an activist. I always have been active in society in different organizations, but all of this started in high school. There is
when we are an activist, there is always a story behind. So you can go to the next. Thank you. So I have a Moroccan background. So I came from a mixed culture. I grew up in France, and I grew up between two worlds. This is my hometown. This is my du quartier. Neighborhood in south of France, Montpellier, where I grew up, and this photo is from the desert where my grandparents are from. So I spent it when I was young, half a year in Morocco, half in France, until when I was in high school. And when I was in high school, I really had a kind of identity crisis. I didn't want to. We heard a lot of bad stories about Arabic people, Muslims. So in media, it was always bad news. So I didn't want to be related to this. So I went to high school out of my neighborhood, and I was kind of hiding myself. I was kind of hiding that I am from this area of Montpellier that is really popular. I was hiding that I'm a Muslim because I was taking my curly hair and trying to show that I was from maybe South America, but not Moroccan or not Muslim. So really but it was necessary to go through this because in somehow it's like, but no, this is not me. When I was listening to people talking about this, but my neighborhood, I was like, but this is not us. Why are you talking? Like, why are you having all of these stereotypes? So I wanted to do something. I was like, what can I do? How can I change all of these ideas? And one of my skills is photography. I love photography. I like taking photos. So I decided to do a project in the main square of our neighborhood, and I decided to take photos of different youth from my neighborhood and to show them to people, to give them the voice, to see who they are, what they are doing. And I'm really grateful to this guy called Kevin, who is working as a social in our neighborhood. And so this gives me a really great force, sorry, strength, and it's a kind of resilience also. So I did this in 2018. So, and after you can go to the next. So after when I heard about Yaif project, I was like, okay, wow, this is amazing. I really wanted to do something about all of those questions about discrimination and racism. It was also a part of my life, a moment of my life. I really wanted to connect with my roots, with my history. And I was like, what can I do also? And I came back to photography. I'm like, okay, this is something I really like. After we had a conference about the Sami people, I was in Morocco, and I want to record and to take the stories from those women, and starting from my grandma, from my aunt, who's down here. By the way, she's so happy. I told her photo is like in Sweden. So yeah, I really wanted to show it's not only like the beauty of those women, but also to give them like a voice and to honor them, because we don't there's some marginalized communities, and photography is for me a way to show them, to give them a voice, and also to stay. It's art for me. It's a way to really connect with our society, and it's my way to show what can I do, and in my art in all in its all forms can be a really great way to fight against racism, and also it's a really creative way to give solutions, because there is problems, but as Hilda really said it in a good way, we all have something, and I think if we are here, it's just not to eat, to sleep, and to go to work, and we die, and that's it. I mean, we have to do something, and even if it's small, like it started in my own like neighborhood. I never thought I would like do an exhibition here, and I'm really thankful toward Mona, who did the Voice of Liberation exhibition, and I had the chance to show my picture, and I hope we will continue it and maybe do it also in France and or anywhere in the world. So that's it for me. Thank you.
There is a last one.
Yeah, sorry. But if you want to stay connected, keep in touch. This is my Instagram and you can contact me.
Hej Mona.
Det är mikrofon av Mona.
Så, jag var mutad. Hej.
Hey Mona. Okay, so hi everyone. Now we finally got Mona here from Gothenburg, who is so kind and is going to share her work with us. And as Raja mentioned, Mona has done an amazing exhibition called Voices of Liberation, which Raja's photographies were also a part of here in Sweden. So Mona will now be telling you more about that. And Mona, I will turn my computer so hopefully you can see the audience or a bit of them.
That would be so nice.
Yes.
Sladden kommer åka ut då. Ja?
Nej, det är lugnt.
Hi Mona.
Hi, so nice seeing you. Hi all. Wow, there's so many of you. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
This is such a weird setup. I always wondered how this would be to do. So it's a cool experience. But anyways, my name is Mona and I was part of Yaif cohort 2. So in 2023. With a beautiful group of participants, and I think I'll just go straight to my project. Yeah, so maybe I want to share my screen, so just bear with me a second. Am I sharing? No.
No.
I'm wondering how, because I'm not very skilled at this.
Kalle is coming
Which
to rescue.
function I go to?
Dela. Bredvid lämna så det dela.
Vad sa du?
Bredvid lämna så står det dela.
Okej, ja det står dela och sen så står det presenter mode. Och jag kan liksom inte välja window.
Nej, men
Eller jag måste gå in till security.
Ta hela skärmen istället så tar du widescreen. Alltså du gör hela skärmen stor. Tryck dela innehåll. Och sen tar du skärm.
Det kommer upp någon så här.
Kör ut den.
Ska jag köra ut den?
Ja.
Okay, sorry guys. Det kom upp någon sån här security thing som jag måste typ approve eller så. För jag har inte använt det förut. Okay, so you can imagine just the pictures. And maybe some Liam or Daphne can show you some pictures from the exhibition. But when I joined the Yaif leadership program, I had this somewhat idea of organizing an anti-racist art exhibition to mainly challenge the historical erasure, and gatekeeping and often underrepresentation of minority groups and racialized groups in the art industry. And I wanted to do this by giving space to artists that are underrepresented, but also amplify narratives that highlight the resilience, hope, and courage that emerge from racism. Because often when we talk about discourses about racism, we talk about the negative parts of it, which is very important to acknowledge as well, to validate the experiences.
but we seldom get the opportunity in public spaces to talk about the resilience, hope, and courage that we have as racialites. So I really wanted to merge these two visions or aims. And I think this became much clearer for me when we had our storytelling workshop with Liam. It was like, a highlight for me throughout during the leadership program. And I realized that, during this exercise, that storytelling is so central to anti-racist work and also like decolonial work. So, it can really foster a sense of connection, but also healing and transformation and relatedness. And I think it's a beautiful way of uniting people and build new ways, new paradigms, and let us imagine a future that is free from racism. So I wanted to combine that by doing an art exhibition, and that's how the name came up, Voices of Liberation. And I was very nervous because I've never occurred in an art exhibition before, and I didn't know if any artists would like to join this exhibition because it was, all voluntarily based. So, so the way storytelling gave space was by highlighting different forms of racism, by having different artists presenting their artwork throughout 4 weeks. So the first week we had a group of Muslim artists, hijabi women, who highlighted Islamophobia, but also the meaning of belonging. And the participants were Munira, Akia, and then Sharma, Kubra. She came all the way from England to partake in the exhibition, and then Raja as well. She had her photography so beautiful. I wanted to show you some of that, but throughout this first week, the themes of, resilience, hope emerged, and I think people connected to that strongly. And then the second, third, and fourth week, we had other themes. I might not be able to go through that all, but we also had on the third week, Alice Lefranc. She's also a participant. She was with me on the same cohort, and she addressed a really central part in anti-racist work, which I think sometimes gets forgotten in the movement. And it's about taking accountability. Like, if you have a colonial heritage or, white supremacy and racism in your heritage or part of your identity, how do we dismantle that? How do we come into terms with that? I think that's the sensitive part when we talk about racism. It's easy to talk about the victimization and feeling oppressed, but also it's sometimes hard to address, how we ourselves can be responsible in maintaining these systems. So I think Alice, I don't know, is Alice showcasing her art today? No. So that was a beautiful part, and I was so happy to be able to work together with another Yaif participant. And throughout the exhibitions, we had vernissages like every Wednesday. So we changed every week. So every Wednesday we had a new setup of art pieces. I think that part was the most challenging because it was very time limited and we had to set up and organize. I did that together with the artists at the gallery. So it would be very late nights. And I know Liam helped me a lot with the practical part, setting up all the pieces and so as well. And yeah, we also had artist talks during the exhibitions, and I think that was the most fun and exciting highlights of this whole project. And the artist talks were focused on different topics of racism that was raised during each exhibition. So we invited all the guests to partake and discuss and so with us. So yeah, that was the main takeaways from the project, and I was so happy to have this opportunity to organize through Yaif. So thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity.
Bye. Bye. Everyone's saying bye. Great. So let's continue. Yes. Without further ado, I would like to welcome up the next speaker, which is Fayaz, who will tell you about his storytelling camp in Jokkmokk. Welcome up. And we're running a little late. We're very sorry. So I think we will maybe have like 10 minutes more or something. I hope that's fine with everyone.
Yeah,
I've always been fascinated by the variety of perspectives that everybody have and on life, on everything. And one of the things that make me happy is trying to reach out beyond daily life, beyond the people that I can connect with, and try to reach out to people that I don't usually meet, and talk to them, both about crucial matters, about social matters, but also about individual matters, about culture, about stuff that are important. With that being said, I came up with the help of Daphne and Leah with this idea to hold this storytelling project in Jokkmokk, to go there and meet with to take a group of young people from Stockholm and Gothenburg and go to Jokkmokk, to the north of Sweden, and meet with another group of young people, indigenous people called Samana. And during the course of this trip, the dialogues that were opened, the conversations that we held, the meeting, and the information about the culture of this people, about the history, about their ways of living, all these things made it very magical and unique indeed. And we were there for a couple of days, but because we were so intrigued and we were so into this thing, talking to each other and going to different places and seeing more of Sweden, beautiful Sweden, more of the jungle, the nature, and getting more knowledge about the history and what is really going on when it comes to climate change, what is not being said. So these things made it very, very rich. These things made the trip very rich, and we were so excited every day that it would take us extra hours to wrap up every day. So we would go to bed at like 1 a.m. or something like that. But nobody was tired, even though everybody was exhausted. And so we do have this beautiful documentary film that our friend Maurizio made with a lot of love and a lot of work. That
we're gonna show it afterwards. So
yeah,
please
you're
stay.
gonna see it. And the film itself, my idea was that we would show the film, that I didn't have to come here and talk about it, because the film itself shows everything and why it was very important. And at the end, we came up with this idea of putting one participant from Stockholm, for example, or Gothenburg, and one young person from there, and asking them questions about what their expectations before this meeting were, and how this meeting had affected their overall idea about meeting with people that they don't usually meet. Because me, before this trip, I had only heard about Sami people. I had never seen a person who was Sami. So meeting this, and it was the same thing with them. They had visited Stockholm, of course, but they had some of these people, young people, didn't really have the opportunity to sit with somebody from Stockholm, for example, and have a conversation and get to know each other. So, yes.
You tell people you have so amazing, unique life experience before this. If you don't mind sharing, like you're just not a guy raised in Sweden.
Of course, yeah. One of the reasons why I wanted to connect with Sami people is because after watching this Sami film and about getting to know about the discrimination and all the injustices being done to them, in a way, it reminded me myself of the things that I have seen, because I'm a refugee from Afghanistan. I came here for 9 years ago, and I had to cross 9 different countries, and this was my 10th country. So I had a very long adventure, like many other people, immigrants. So I did have some drama. I had seen some drama, and I had seen some injustices. And watching this Sami movie, I realized I'm not the only one. And it kind of also gave me the courage to kind of start speaking up and trying to connect with people, ask questions, and try to get to know their perspective and about their experiences of life. So yeah, that. And honestly, I don't know what else to say. I think it was a success for everybody, and I'm very grateful for Daphne and Liam and everybody who made this project, reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fayaz. And Fayaz is just being shy. He's an amazing person. He's also a writer. He writes books in Swedish, which is amazing because you came here, as you said, 9 years ago. Yes, we have a bit left. So now I would like to welcome up Gulhayat to speak about her project.
Thank you. Should I also say? Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I want to start with the question: how many of you know who Uyghurs are?
Just so that.
Yeah, maybe that was you guys cheated. But I'm so happy to see that so many of you know Uyghurs are, because when I first came to Sweden and people asked me where you're from, and I said I'm Uyghur, nobody knew who Uyghurs were. And things start to bubble inside of me, because the identity was so heavy to bear. It was so heavy on my shoulders, but I didn't really know what to do with it, because I was so angry all the time. I was living a perfect life in Sweden, but at the same time, I knew bad things were happening to my people. But I kind of felt paralyzed because of my anger. Then, during my last year at the university, I got introduced to Fryshuset, to the project Tillsammans för Sverige, and I attended the leadership program here. And one of the methods we have at Tillsammans för Sverige is storytelling. And before that, I didn't really understood the concept, even though I grew up with so many stories in my life. How like the oppression before me, my parents' parents. The only way I knew about our situation it was because of storytelling. So when I found together for Sweden and storytelling, I felt like I found my voice. So I started to uh, work with Together for Sweden, and we were out in many schools and talked about Uyghurs. And in the beginning, a lot of people didn't know Uyghurs. So I really had this mission in my mind, like, okay, I will I will teach so many people as much people as I can about the situation in my homeland. Then I joined the Yaif project. So at the end, I was wondering, okay, what can I do? What can I do more? Then I realized I'm obsessed with my Uyghur identity. And in the beginning, I used to be so ashamed because people in my age they had so many interests, they had so many identities they could share with the world. But here was I who was so obsessed with Uyghur identity and things that are happening in my homeland, and I couldn't. I like it felt like nothing had space. There were no space left in me. But then I decided that I'm gonna do photo exhibition with stories. So I engaged Uyghurs in Sweden, young people in Sweden, to tell their stories on their own terms. Because one of the reasons why my Uyghur identity was so heavy on me growing up, it was because in China, my Uyghur identity was a package deal that the state pushed on me. Uyghurs are this stupid, uncivilized, uneducated people, Muslims who are terrorists that lives in this exotic far west, Western China. Then when I came to Sweden, I realized there's a lot of prejudice towards Muslims as well and immigrants. So I was thinking, can it be a better way to explain who Uyghurs are than letting Uyghur people explain who we are? Because maybe most of you knew about Uyghurs after 2016 when the concentration camps, the labor camps started. But our story doesn't begin in 2016. We have a long story, we have a culture, we have a language. So I really wanted to broaden the understanding of who Uyghurs are, because we are not only the Chinese Muslims who are sitting in the camps. We are not terrorists. We are not this exotic, uncivilized people who lives in northern China. So I really wanted to make young Uyghurs tell who they are living in Sweden, about being Uyghur in the West, in Sweden, how it is to live in Sweden as a Muslim, as an Asian. So many of you saw the pictures outside in May not last year, this May that passed. I had the exhibition in a library in Stockholm, and the participants were also on a panel. We had the exhibition, then we had the panel discussion about the Uyghur identity. And my aim, my goal with this project was to let more people understand, know about the situation in East Turkestan, the occupied East Turkestan, and about being a Uyghur, but also give this topic a depth, because all you see on the news are oppressed Muslims in China, there is such a huge, we are victims, yes, but there is nothing more besides being victims. So I was kind of worried that the young people growing up in diaspora, they are like their Uyghur identity are based on victimhood, which happened to me as well, and it paralyzed me. So when I did the project, I was so surprised because all of these young people, they think they can change the situation. They live with so much hope and motivation to be part of a change, which was a bit embarrassing for me because it was my own prejudice about my own people and our youth. So it was also a learning experience for me to understand my own people, but also reflect more about how complex it can be to live in a democratic country as Sweden with all these different types of identities. So we will have time to talk about it more. And please come and grab me if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gulhayat. And okay. Thank you so much, Gulhayat. Now I would want to welcome up Asma to present her work.
It's because we are Muslims that we are feminists, said the representative of the association LALAB on June 2024. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Asma. I am a French student. I am a Muslim woman and a feminist. I've always wanted to live with dignity. I don't just want to exist. I want to live my life to the fullest, on this beautiful planet called Earth. However, this has proven more difficult than we are led to believe. As far as I'm concerned, I've suffered enormously because of my gender and my religious affiliation. Gender Islamophobia in France accounts for around 80% of Islamophobia in general. Women are the most affected. I repeat, it's more than 80% of Islamophobic acts that target women. And my experience in social justice and the rights of Muslim women tells me that there is not only racism depicted in those violences, there is also misogyny and a profound contempt towards Muslim women in France. And I know what I'm talking about because I am a daughter of immigrants. I'm from a line of Moroccan Berbers, and I live in France, and I have a headscarf. I'm both visible through my clothes, but I'm also invisibilized in France by racist and Islamophobic policies aimed at making Muslim women disappear from public state and debate, or at least over visibilizing them on controversial subjects. My personal journey led me to get involved with LALAB. LALAB is a feminist and anti-racist association that defends and makes heard the voices of Muslim women in France, founded around intersectional feminism. And this concept or movement was created by Kimberly Crenshaw in the United States, and it takes into account the systemic racism suffered by Muslim women. We can separate misogyny and racism. So when I saw that Coexiste France was proposing to integrate the Yaif program, against racist discrimination, I thought it was the time to highlight intersectional feminism. And for my project, I wanted to share the voice of 3 women committed to the rights of Muslim women in France. So for the interviews, we had Elise and Alai. So we talk, what I mean by ally is a person who is not concerned by the violence, oppression, and discrimination on this subject, but support our fundamental rights. And she considers herself as a non-Muslim ally and feminist. Then we have Marie-Cécile, 32 years old, a converted Muslim and mother of 2 young girls. And we have Nawel, 23 years old, a Muslim feminist and student. The aim of these short interviews was to ask them about the mental health of Muslim women in France, but also about their feminist journey. It was very, very important for me to link the subject of mental health to the feminist commitment of the women concerned in order to share a message of hope. Of course, we will never get used to the violence, to the oppression, to the discrimination we suffer at institutional, political, social, economic, and ecological plans. The rejection injury, in French we say la blessure du rejet, the rejection injury we have suffered from part of the French population and from part of the political class in France has left us with wounds. We are suffering. Yes, we are suffering right now, but however, we have within us a power that can certainly be called resilience by certain people. And it is this strength, this resilience that we have that enables us today to organize ourselves politically, collectively, against racism and misogyny in France and in Europe. And when we talk about organize ourselves, it's because organizing ourselves correctly with love, with love, it's political. It's politic. Love is politic. And that's why I've also highlighted LALAB's actions on the front line for women's rights, for our human rights. About the next steps, for me, the project I had on Yaif is not finished because Islamophobia exists, gendered Islamophobia continue to exist. So about the next steps, you have to know that as I speak today, I am currently working with Amnesty International and other media and organizations, to talk about a right taken away from us, the sport. As I speak now, as I speak today, the French Senate is organizing to propose a law to ban Muslim women who wish to wear a headscarf or turban from all sporting competitions. Yes, it is our reality. We can't even afford to play or just enjoy sports like basketball, football, or for my own case, volleyball. My message today through the Yaif project is to make sure organizations like Coexister, Free Chaussettes, and other organizations like LALAB in Europe against racism are joining their forces, their strengths, and organizing politically across Europe in a context where the far right are gaining increasing strength. So thank you, Coexister, thank you, Free Chaussettes, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Asma. So now we will have our final speaker, Demoina. So please welcome up to the stage.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
everyone, and thank you because you're all here, and it's really an opportunity to be able to talk about what we did and to see that these subjects matters. And so, yeah, I will talk about my project. So first, a little context because I want to introduce myself. My name is Domoina. I'm 27 years old, and I am. It's a little stress. I've waited really longer. So yes, I was born in Madagascar, and I have been living in France since I'm 4 years old. And we came in France with my brothers and my mother to join my grandparents. When we came in France, it was really complicated because, well, I was a kid, so I don't understand that it was complicated. But I think that for my mother, it was really complicated because she has like she had 4 kids and she had to take care of us, and she knew no one except her parents. So I think to make us integrated in the country, in the new country, and the new system, she just adapt with some mechanism, and some of the mechanism was transmitting us some beliefs. And the project, the video I made with the Yaif project is inspired by what I have experienced as a young immigrant Black woman in a new country, but also in a new in a patriarchal society. Because I grew up in France, and I'm an adult. So you don't have us. You didn't see the video yet, but you will see it. And it is a 4-minute short video that I did myself. And there are 2 characters. There are the mother and the daughter. And the mother is the only person that appears in the video. We never hear the daughter because the mother is repeating the questions asked by the daughter out loud. So the story begins with a really simple order. Well, it begins with a sentence like, okay, hey, you darling, please come here. Your brother have gone to rest, so please can you help me clean the table? And the doctor just asks, why do I have to clean the table? And then there's like a conversation, which it is a monologue, in fact, because we don't hear the daughter. And in this monologue, we see that we see a mother that has to face the questions of a daughter. Why am I the only one? Why am I the only one you're talking to? Why don't you talk to my brothers? And finally, why my questions are bothering you? And during the 4 minutes, what is interesting is that we have the time to see that the questions gave an opportunity to the mother to reflect on what is happening, on the situation. And we see that a thought, with your thought developing, and then she begins to think about, what am I doing? Is it fair? And so she finally comes to a discussion with her daughter about the places assigned for women, for Black women, for immigrant Black women in a country, and what she has found as tools to a child. And to me, this short movie is a concrete example of what it is to be at the intersection of different power relations. And it also highlights the difficulty that it can be to be a parent and to have to face it. So my aim was to show how racism, classism, and sexism as limiting beliefs passes on generation to the next generation, and also how children then can grow up with a skewed vision of the world. And finally, I also wanted to explore the place given to the mothers and the daughters and in the society, because we see in the movie that the mother seems caught in this position, and she transmits her beliefs to her daughter because she doesn't know how to do. So yeah, and maybe we can wonder about why is she acting like that, and we can think that maybe it's because it's easier like this, because if our daughter doesn't help her, then she will be alone to manage the household. And so it's also a complicated position for the mother, because maybe she doesn't want to be alone. And the really important thing that I wanted to give as a message today is that in this video, the girls dares to say why. But the thing is that there could have been no story if the child just agreed with the order and just says, okay, I'm gonna clean the table. So my video I think, is an invitation to never stop asking why and how. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Demoina, and thank you everyone for presenting your work. This conference is coming to an end, and we're really, really grateful that you all been here to listen. I think that I invited over 300 people to join us today, and as you see, we're 40 maybe. And I also think that says something about the interest in these questions. And you've heard some very amazing stories today about some very amazing projects. And just imagine if 300 people would be here to hear those stories and to take part of those projects. That would be amazing. But with that said, I think that if everyone who was here today tell at least one more person about what they heard and what they saw and what we did, then you will all get to make a change today. So I encourage you to do that. And yes, also you're more than welcome to stay around for a bit longer and to we will show the films. So I think first we will show Faya's film from Jokkmokk, and then we will also show Demoina's film and other films that we have talked about today, and also some participants that couldn't be here but that have also done amazing work. So if you want to stay, you're more than welcome. You can also, of course, look at the photo exhibition outside, but if you have to go, we understand that as well. But thank you so much. A big applause for all of you.
And thank you to Leia for very, very welcome. Thank you. Okay, no one wants to go, huh? So let's start the movies. You don't want to miss this.
No, but can you just stand up?
Yeah, stand up. Stand up. Move around.
Pass på ljudet bara.
Okay, we start. Och så hon vill göra det för att hon har sagt det. Kör. Ljudet. Hej. Måste ändå se ut som hit. Den var där. Va? Den var där. Tryck. Så hej. Kör.
Den här resan kommer till... Mina förväntningar för den här resan är att komma upp till norr och se naturen, människorna och veta liksom historien bakom saker och så. Så och träffa renar. Ja. Även om jag är rädd för dem. Men det får vi se. Vad är dina förväntningar?
Ja, jag heter Olle. Jag är nog yngst här, tror jag.
Hur gammal är du?
Jag är 17.
Nej.
Ja.
Mitt namn är Fayez Dolatzai och jag håller i det här projektet, Storytelling-lägret till Jokkmokk. Mina förväntningar från den här resan är bland annat att få träffa det samiska gänget, ungdomarna som bor i Jokkmokk och tillsammans med dem köra i storytelling och ta del av deras berättelser och livet i Jokkmokk och historien och kulturen. Jag känner mig mer hemma här än i Stockholm.
Jag har hört att speciellt norrländska män ska vara tysktalande.
Alltså det är mycket man har tänkt, men det är normala, det är ju det här med stress, alltså att det ska gå så fort allting och alltså sådana grejer. Alltså det är mest det jag brukar tänka på.
Kolla, ser du? Så här ser riset på blåbär. Så här ser riset på ett odon. Man ser skillnaden på dem. De ska du ha.
Men av det jag känner.
Du måste röra på sådana där.
Vad har du för författade meningar om Göteborg?
Att Stockholm en gång ångrade.
Ja, det är...
Jag trodde ni var fjortisar.
Bor ni i en sån här liten håla och här hemma så har vi så mycket man lär.
Livet som ni leder, det är lite grann så som jag är uppvuxen. Så det är mer igenkännande som jag kände och känner nu. Och lycka, ren lycka.
Ja, men det är ju trevligt.
Så saker som folk kanske tycker är lite udda för mig, det är helt vanligt. Det är helt vanligt.
Under min promenad med Maria så lärde jag mig väldigt många grejer. Jag tror det är främst vad gällande identitet, Alltså hur maktförhållandet ligger till mellan svenskar och samer. Och sen lärde jag mig mer strukturerat politiskt också hur svenska staten nästan motarbetar renarna, renskötsel och på något sätt promotar gruvarbetare.
När ni kör till Jokkmokk, när ni kör till Kvick, när ni kör till Luleå, Sundsvall, då har ni planteringar överallt. Och sen ni tittar ut från tågkupén eller bilfönstret. Plantage och plantage. Här har Sverige alltså bidragit till att utrota ett par tusen urskogslevande arter till förmån för tall. Det är tall som växer här. Lingonris, skvattra och mossa kanske. Det som jag tycker är jävligt roligt är att träffa er. Men historien, den är inget kul. Och att det bara fortsätter. Tornedalen fanns ju samer, skogssamer som levde vid älven. Längs kusten, Haparanda, Kalix, Luleå, Piteå, Skellefteå, Umeå och långt ner, de är borta. De är förvisade, tvångsförflyttade. Det kallas för kulturellt folkmord eller etnisk rensning. Alla svensk, smidig, finurlig modell.
Vi träffade Tor som guidade oss och berättade för oss om den sorgliga historien om skogen, om naturresurserna och om statens ansvarslöshet och grymhet och blindhet.
Samerna, de behandlades väldigt annorlunda än svenskar. Och det var väldigt tydligt att de behandlades annorlunda, att de var annorlunda. Att folk såg på dem ett annat sätt. Och det har hänt mig också, för jag har varit i 10 olika länder innan jag hamnade i Sverige. Jag kom som en flyktingbarn från Afghanistan 2015. Och på vägen hit har jag sett olika sidor av människor och livet. Både svart och vit. Och jag såg att även samerna, som är folket härifrån, behöver gå igenom allt det där. Så kände jag mig i deras situation på många sätt. Och att hundratals andra flyktingar också behandlas på ett annat sätt än svenskar. Jag vet att det är något vanligt, men att det behöver vara vanligt. Att just det är att faktum att folk blir illa behandlade, det sårar mig. Jag är tacksam för människor som Johanila till exempel, och Tor och alla de andra aktivisterna, juristerna, alla de andra människor som kämpar för mänskligheten, för klimatet, för ungas framtid.
Vår historia är ju storytelling. Det är berättelser som går generation efter generation för att bevara minnen. Minnen som är livsviktiga för oss att förstå vår framtid. Och för att du inte gör en massa dumheter som vi tidigare gjort. Och det är därför det är ganska häftigt att den här idén om att ta ett gäng unga från Stockholm och Göteborg med olika religiösa, kulturella bakgrunder och åka till Jokkmokk och träffa ur det här befolkningen och samiska unga har varit hittills bara, tycker jag, helt fantastiskt att få se det här mötet ske liksom live framför ögonen på er.
Alltså, successen idag egentligen var att jag får träffa er alla.
Jag är rädd för djur. Men det var roligt att se.
Vet inte lärdom. Det var ju ganska kul att lyssna på Tors historier om hur de protesterar. Fick man lära sig något nytt.
Jag hoppas att det kommer att vara kul och spännande för er också. Att få lära er av alla som har kommit hit. För att lära sig av er. Så det är en gemensam sån sak. Att vi går in med inställningen att vi ska med nyfikenhet och att det är det som kommer vara framgången tror jag för att vi ska ha några riktigt härliga dagar tillsammans.
Ja, men Maria-Lisa, ska vi visa hur man gör, eller?
Ja,
Är det så de låter?
Ja.
Ni får ju komma närmare. Kanske är lättare att se. Det här är dammen. En liten tunnare tam. Där oftast den här är som man använder på sommaren då det är kallmärkning. Väldigt många som vi idag använder spö. Då har det egentligen bara en lång pinne och sen snara högst upp som du lägger framför bakbenen. Och så håller man inte på så där med tummen. Får se nu, har du kastat med den där tummen? Har du kastat med den där tummen? Vars fortummen? Du släpper inte utan bara högerhanden. Det spelar mindre roll. Det är bara hur du känner dig bekväm med. Allt arbete man gör är ju för renen och för kalvarna och för att man ska få förhoppningsvis många kalvar som föds. Sen är det ju kalvmärkning, det är ju då man ser hur året har gått. Får man mycket kalv då har det varit bra år. Är det lite kalv då har det varit dåligt år. Och sen kommer ju nästa koll, det är då skiljning. Då vet man hur mycket man förlorat i rovdjuren.
Det här ringen och så, hela den här grejen, det påminner mig lite om vi har sån tradition i Somalia där kvinnorna läser poesi. Som folk kanske känner igen och är liksom med. Och jag känner typ så här, jag känner inte folk från min generation som kan det. Jag är typ nästan orolig typ. Det dör ut. För att folk har blivit så mer, alltså, glömt det lite. Så.
På sameskolan, vi brukade sjunga sånger till, vi brukade sjunga innan vintermarknaden, innan höstmarknaden och så sjöng innan sommarlovet och innan påsklovet och sådär. Det var, vi sjöng alltid samiska sånger. Alltid samiska sånger. Men när jag gick ut 6:an så var det jättemånga sånger som byttes ut till svenska sånger. Och det kändes, det var lite, vi sa det till lärarna, egentligen, vi vill egentligen inte. Alltså de yngre ska alltså lära sig, alltså sjunga svenska sånger. Det är inget fel med svenska sånger, men det är fortfarande sameskola. Alltså sameskolan är för att alltså samerna inte ska försvinna. För att de här yngre ska liksom att, det är liksom, så vi sa det liksom, vi är inte så förtjusta med att det kommer till svenska sånger där. Vi vill ju att de fortfarande ska lära sig att sjunga alltså ren samiska. Så vi fick göra. Och sen tog de bort en av våra sånger som vi har sjungit till. Alltså alltid, för den här sången har alltid varit med och den heter Sami från Dötteri. Men jag kommer inte ihåg så mycket av den, men jag kan sjunga första versen, för den kommer jag ihåg.
Ja.
Då var det så här. Sami nandori dan sami manairotu kadnagara get gale galit nansava. Och de tog bort den här sången och det tyckte vi inte alls om. För samheten då där han har vi alltid sjungit. Alltså den har alltid varit med.
Vi måste försöka få till så att det blir fler tillfällen så här tillfällen.
Och att det som vi får här, att vi sprider det med andra som vi träffar när vi går härifrån. För det är värt och det är viktigt och vi måste göra det. Alla har ett ansvar här. Jag har sett det här, jag har hört allt det här. Och vi måste sprida.
Och så trevliga nu.
Ja, väldigt gästvänliga.
Alltså, folk inte säga att folk är trevliga i Göteborg, men det här.
Jag skriver för att jag inte ska glömma det som hänt. Att även om jag någon dag glömmer det som jag sett, så kan jag hitta det när jag läser min egen bok. För oavsett hur svårt det som jag sett har varit, så har det varit en del av min identitet. En del av det som jag är idag. Jag är tacksam för det som hänt mig. Och det har gjort mig till den person som jag är idag.
Jag har varit iväg på gjort och kollat. Det är sånt som vi kanske har. Vi är ju som i kontakt med barnen, men man får ett helt nytt perspektiv. Det är mycket grejer man kanske börjar vara liksom likgiltigt för. Så man får se nya ögon liksom.
You want more?
Yes!
Jag har alltid varit intresserad av berättelser. Det här projektet handlar om att jag vill ge röst till alla uigurer, speciellt uigurska ungdomar som lever i Sverige. Det är väldigt läskigt för många, för man kan få repressalier om man är politiskt aktiv i uigurisk kamp. Just de här ungdomarna som är med i det här projektet har varit väldigt modiga, för trots att de vet vilken uppoffring de gör för sin familj som är i hemlandet, har de ändå valt att prata om uigurer. De identifierar sig inte som ett offer, trots det som händer i Östturkestan är väldigt brutalt och hemskt. Så många ungdomar lever med mycket hopp och egen makt att de kommer vara den personen som kommer förändra situationen. Det gav mig otroligt mycket hopp och energi. Jag heter Gülhayat Mirzahmet och jag vill berätta för hela Sverige vem uigurer är.
Our friend, we're beginning to understand. We're portrayed as enemies cause we never got a chance. Fear is a tool that is used in advance, cause and effect like a ritual dance. Pay my respects to the pros that have passed. We think that we fly for a system collapse, but the system collapsed when we started pointing fingers at the victims. Assuming we conspire, but you never try to listen. White genocide, we get so much more attention than the children dying in Gaza. If you're not white, you must be an imposter. Shit in black and white, the shades to it. Evil doesn't really have a face to it. Hate has a really bitter taste to it. Fear is just another name of it. The name of it.
We're not responsible. We are vulnerable. We don't have control. We don't play a role. They are scapegoats. We put blame in those. Other refugees. We take shame in those. They're a recipe for disaster. Open sesame. Show me the monster.
You don't know our history, demonizing my people. You don't know our misery, never seen as an equal. You don't know about the struggle, being labeled as evil. You don't know how it is being taken for sheeple. Playing king of the hill, colonizing the world. Playing devil's advocate while you watching us hurt. Know the pain gives you power, so you devour our pride. So the only thing left is the hate for our kind. You pretend to be blind, disrespecting the blind. Praising Christopher Columbus against the real Americans, all erased from time. Scandinavians love thinking that we're the victims. We are colony slaves, ain't it contradicting? Helping Nazi Germany on the conquest killing, claiming all immigrants are the actual villains. Everybody listen to the chosen few. They're the reason that we got it, they should know what to do. Maybe they can figure out the actual truth, that a house is just walls without holes in the roof.
The way to restore our Zen is beginning to understand that changes come from within. Love your enemy, educate your friend. Don't let your fears control your actions. Take action to control your fears. Hate is the twin of deep passion, redirected into compassion. The truth isn't so firmly sealed once you really start unpacking. And you'll see that there is more beneath the surface than you could ever imagine. So imagine.
Beginning to understand the enemy is our friend. If we give them another chance, we will love again. Beginning to understand the enemy is our friend. If we give them another chance, we will love again. Beginning to understand the enemy is our friend. If we give them another chance, we will love again. Beginning to understand the enemy is our friend. Give them another chance, we will love again. We will love again. We will love again.
Verktyg i livet som kan ge dig en förståelse och acceptans när du förstår att den personen som förtrycker dig eller kränker dig mår själv dåligt. Oftast när jag brukar träffa Karens, så som jag kallar dem, som klagar, rättshaverister som står i fönstret, som inte har något arbete, som har egen fritid, som fokuserar på andra. Det är lätt att brusa upp och bli impulsiv. Men har du någonsin tänkt, min vän, när en människa försöker få dig att känna dig oaccepterad i samhället och få dig att känna dig mindre värd och mindre svensk, då brukar jag alltid tänka så här: shit, vad synd om den här människan. Shit, vad okunnig den här människan är. Han född i en grotta, eller kanske hjärndöd. För i slutet av dagen så är det ändå en svart man vill se skrika. För när en svart man skriker så kan man peka finger. Lika väl du kan vara från ett annat land, men ofta när du ställer dig upp och vill förmedla det du säger som är tydligt och sakligt, då blir det: kolla, han är irriterad, okej, han brusar upp. Man ser inte själva historien eller det man säger, man ser bara rörelsen och kroppsspråket. Och det ger människor en skräckinjagande känsla, för att på det sättet som du uttrycker dig kommer från våra länder. Och våra länder, man pratar med händer och man pratar med kroppen och man är energisk. Det gör att andra människor blir rädda som inte vågar möta konflikter. För i det här landet är vi proffs på att duka konflikter. Vi vill inte ta saken, man tror folk ska bråka. Så det jag vill säga till dig, min vän, var enkelt. Kolla på den personen och tänk: shit, du är riktigt hjärndöd ju. Och sen kan du skratta för dig själv och få den andra människan känna att de inte vunnit kampen. För i slutet av dagen, när du motbevisar dina känslor mot dem, då är det de som förlorar matchen. Se aldrig dig gå ut från en strid med dina händer. Din mun är ditt starkaste vapen. Använd det. Din kropp och dina händer har ingen betydelse. Din mun, det är ditt verktyg, det är din nyckel, det är din öppning, det är din utbildning och det är din kamp som aldrig tar slut.
بخليهم كده على جنبك فإن شاء الله تكون جاتك حلوة يا ربي. خلاص يلا حبيبة في رعاية الله وحفظه. مع السلامة.
Mina förväntningar på den här resan.
Det är stort.
Ja.
Höger hand var bra. Sami har det varit en del av...
Vi är ju som i kontakt med barnen. Man får ett helt nytt perspektiv. Det är mycket grejer man kanske borde vara liksom likgiltig för.
Bon, allez, ma chérie, débarrasse de la table, s'il te plaît. Allez, arrête. Ne commence pas à faire ta crise. Tu débarrasses la table et puis c'est tout. Oh là là, encore des histoires. Mais pourquoi tu me fais des histoires comme ça? Tu vas juste accepter ce que je te demande, de le faire. Et puis c'est tout. Il faut toujours que tu aies quelque chose à dire quand je te demande quelque chose. Pardon? Pourquoi c'est pas tes frères qui le font, qui débarrassent la table? Voyons, parce qu'ils sont partis se reposer. Et puis, eux, c'est des garçons. Donc, voilà, tu arrêtes là de discuter. De toute façon, qu'est-ce que je te dis? Qu'est-ce que je t'ai dit? On arrête de faire du bruit. On arrête de se faire remarquer. On arrête de répondre. On arrête de faire des histoires. Hein, parce que tu sais très bien que, voilà, il faut la jouer l'homme. Il faut la jouer profil bas. Pourquoi? Parce que c'est pas bon. Voyons, pourquoi est-ce que tu t'es remarqué? Pourquoi est-ce que tu vas ouvrir ta bouche? Ça n'a absolument pas de sens. Enfin bref, voilà, là c'est une chose toute simple que tu as à faire, tu débarrasses ta table, et ensuite tu seras libre, tu pourras vaquer à tes occupations. Où est le problème? Mais voyons, ma chérie, tu sais très bien que tu es une fille. Et en tant que fille, tu as des devoirs. Et effectivement, bien sûr que c'est injuste. De ton point de vue, parce que bien sûr, les garçons doivent partir se reposer, mais c'est simple, hein, c'est pas toi qui le fais, c'est moi qui le fais, le ménage. Ou tu débarrasses ta table. Donc c'est soit tu décides de m'aider, ou soit tu ne m'aides pas. Mais alors là, on peut dire, je suis perdue. Pourquoi est-ce que les garçons et les filles ne... Mais parce que, ma chérie, on n'est pas fait pour les mêmes choses. Toi, ton devoir, il est d'aider ta mère, voilà, très bien se reposer. Donc voilà, il faut prendre le relais. Puis voilà, c'est les choses ménagères, c'est les choses domestiques. Donc voilà. Mais oui, bien sûr, après, que évidemment, c'est injuste. Mais tu sais, nous, en tant que femmes, on est remplaçables. Hein. Alors que les hommes, eux, ils sont importants. Nous, on n'est pas importantes. Nous, on est les petites mains. Mais bon, tu sais, j'ai l'impression que tu vas de l'apprendre. Alors, tant qu'à faire, je vais te dire toute la vérité sur notre situation. Parce que de toute façon, tu vas grandir et même que tu comprennes où ça va tout ça. Tu sais, la vérité, c'est que c'est pas juste qu'on est des femmes, on est aussi des femmes noires. C'est-à-dire que on est des femmes noires, on est des femmes noires en plus de notre cas, on est des femmes noires immigrées. C'est pas juste une question de couleur de peau, mais si tu veux, on n'est pas chez nous ici. On n'a pas notre place, on va prouver notre place. Et malheureusement, au niveau de la société, on fait partie de la basse-cour, on fait partie de la catégorie des gens qui ne sont pas importants. Comment est-ce que tu peux être importante? Bien, je crois que la seule chose à faire pour contrecarrer une image aussi négative, c'est de faire les gens, c'est de s'assimiler, comme il dit, c'est de s'intégrer. Donc pour ça, il va falloir que tu t'accroches à toutes sortes de groupes, de genres, de personnes, d'amis, tout ce que tu peux. Et puis ces gens-là, eux, ils feront partie de la majorité. Et voilà, ça donnera une image de toi, des personnes intégrées, des personnes normales, des personnes comme eux, quoi. Ça donnera l'air que toi, tu viens d'ici, que tu fais partie. Enfin, Ça donnera à peine cette image, mais il faut y croire.
J'étais institutrice pendant des années, et j'ai fait une formation professionnelle pour devenir data analyst. Il m'est difficile de répondre en fait à ta question parce que j'ai fait plus de 200 postulations et j'avais pris le parti de mettre ma photo sur le CV pour ne faire perdre temps à personne, ni aux recruteurs, ni à moi. Mais du coup, sur 200 postulations, j'ai reçu 200 refus. On m'avait demandé alors de retirer la photo. J'en ai déduit, il y avait 3 facteurs. Je disais le fait d'être une femme, le fait d'être âgée, le fait de mon âge aussi, parce que j'ai plus de 40 ans et donc forcément au niveau du recrutement, c'est pas la priorité. Donc voilà, je ne sais pas sur lequel, c'est peut-être les 3, c'est peut-être un des 3, mais en tout cas le résultat était celui-là, c'est qu'au bout de 200 postulations, j'ai une personne qui avait une photo d'une femme noire voilée, photo sur CV et avec les compétences. Moi, je n'avais pas eu de poste. Mais à la 201e, il y a eu une réponse. Donc, voilà, je sais pas si ça répond pas trop à la question. Alors oui, j'ai vécu des discriminations liées à mon appartenance religieuse. Le fait que je suis musulmane, ça a soulevé beaucoup de discriminations, surtout lors des entretiens d'embauche, où j'étais renvoyée d'une part par rapport à mon voile, et ça me tombe aussi sur un rapport aussi un peu sexiste et islamophobe forcément, qui me renvoyait forcément au fait que je ne suis pas forcément à la hauteur ou que je n'ai pas la légitimité de postuler à ce poste-là, mais qu'on me recevait quand même pour remplir des quotas et faire un peu bonne figure en recrutant un peu ce qu'on appellerait la mixité sociale et raciale.
Mais ouais, donc c'est vrai que je me considère féministe, mais quand je vois le vécu de mes copines, qu'elles soient musulmanes ou de manière générale racisées en France, ça me faisait tellement de peine et ça me révoltait trop au quotidien de voir que forcément il n'y a pas mon cas, mais il y a l'invocation de plein d'autres facteurs qui empêchent les personnes d'être qui elles sont dans l'espace public ou même au sein de la famille, ou peu importe en général. Et donc c'est pour toutes ces raisons-là que je me suis rendu compte que je ne pouvais pas me sentir féministe et me sentir amie avec ces personnes si j'essayais pas aussi de prendre en compte leur vécu. Et donc c'est vrai que toutes les discussions que j'ai pu avoir font que j'ai été témoin d'une manière ou d'une autre des discriminations quotidiennes, des filles qui portent le voile en France, ou des filles qui sont racisées, et voilà, c'est beaucoup trop frustrant.
Je pense que je dirais que ça a un impact assez néfaste dans le sens où du coup j'ai vécu toute ma vie en banlieue parisienne, dans le 93. J'y ai grandi, j'y ai étudié, je ne connais que la France. Et forcément, quand on me renvoie à ce que je suis profondément, musulmane, fille d'immigrés.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, the microphone is up. Thank you everyone for watching. We will now continue, mingle, talk to each other. Please talk to the participants, and we'll just have a great time that's left together.
Thank you, Liam.
Yeah, thank you all.